This is episode 130 of the Client by Client podcast, live production. Let's hop in and let's bring this to life. Hey, what's up? Jeremy here from whatupjeremy.com, back with another episode of Client by Client. Thank you so much for tuning in today. In the last episode, we talked about one of the most important components of your online business that you can be building that impacts everything that you do. We talked about the importance of your email list. We talked about why you need to be building this, why it's so important to your online business. So if you've been toying with the thought of growing your email list, if you've been thinking about how maybe you want to make getting clients even easier, more predictable, and more consistent, be sure to backtrack one episode so that you can understand the full importance of your email list and get to building your audience. Here in today's episode, I want to talk about why the goal is consistent progress. And I want to start by saying that this is such an important topic because it is so easy to lose track of your vision. It is so easy to begin aiming at shiny objects. It is extremely easy to compare your business to the business of others out there in the marketplace and start making other people's goals your goals. And then 3 months, 6 months, 12 months go by where you're unknowingly chasing these shiny objects. You build a business that you didn't want in the first place, all in hindsight, and then you have to readjust. You've lost that precious time, and now you have to make up for that, and you have to recoup that. So let's talk about why the goal is consistent progress. The first thing that you must know, and the first thing that you must keep in mind, is that you cannot control the outcome. You can only control your efforts towards your vision. And why this is so important is because you're going to have many goals in your online business, let alone comparing your business to others like we talked about, and then making their goals yours. But in anything that you do in business or in life, you cannot control the outcome. You can maybe control about 4 or 5 things if you're lucky in your life. If you're lucky enough and blessed enough and have worked hard enough to be able to control your location and where your eyes are going and where your ears are focused on and when you can take a break and when you can vacate and when you can do those things. And if you control the ever-going battle, and if you can control the ever-going battle that's going on upstairs over in your mind. And so you can't control the outcome. You can't control whether clients are going to sign up or not. You can't control whether or not you're going to hit the financial milestones that you're going after. You can only control your efforts towards the vision and the goals that you've set for yourself. So instead of wasting your energy trying to control everything and then getting frustrated when you have hiccups in the roads, which in the moment you don't know if those things are good or bad, better to just focus your energy and channel that in on what you can control, which is your effort, which is showing up every single day, which is tracking your key actions, which is finding your God-given and your soul-guided purpose and getting underneath your prospects and your market and making amazing content and serving them. And you can't control whether or not people are going to sign up for your content. You can't control whether that piece of content is going to go viral. So better to show up for the key action, which is showing up. And then, of course, monitor your progress and monitor the results, but don't wrap up your ego in what you can't control. You can't control the outcome. You can only control the efforts towards your vision and towards your goals. Second, finish lines can feel empty. What I mean by this is that when you are chasing financial goals, when you are chasing material objects, when you're chasing goals of any kind, you do not know what's on the other side of that goal and whether or not that will feel rewarding to you and whether or not, more importantly, that will actually fulfill your soul and will actually make you happy. So better to make your happiness and your fulfillment about what you're doing on a moment-to-moment, day-to-day basis instead of casting something out into the future with the chance that you wind up there and to find yourself not fulfilled by it. And then to look back on all the time and energy you spent trying to get there to be maybe thinking that it wasn't worth it. If you've ever watched or looked into or read up on documentaries of Olympic champions, you will find a never-ending line of people who reach the podium and return back home and fall into deep, dark levels of depression. They've made their entire not at their own fault. They made their entire life about getting to that podium, and they're remembered and cherished for a moment in time, and then kind of largely forgotten about in society. And we think about the cycle of the Olympics, right? It's every 2 years, but it's every 4 years for a given sport. And so maybe you're remembered 4 years later, but the world moves super fast. And in this instant gratification world, you're not remembered into tomorrow. And so you have your moment of glory, all the cameras on you, all the lights, the world watching you on the world stage. And then the next day, you're just back to being like everybody else. And few people can actually combat what goes on in the mind of these Olympians, these amazingly accomplished individuals, and they still fall into dark levels of depression. And so when you set a goal like a financial milestone or a material object like a car or whatever gets you going, what you'll often find is that only makes you happy for maybe a moment. And then it becomes the baseline standard. And for most of us, it just becomes trying to top that thing. And our life becomes about these material objects and these material experiences, the experiences of the body. And then what the body ends up needing is more of that dopamine. So you chase and you chase and you chase. And so maybe you recognize this after one chase, maybe after two. Most people never recognize it, and their whole life becomes this never-ending chase towards material objects, towards seeking the validation of loved ones, let alone the masses, or the masses, let alone your loved ones. And so when you put what you value outside of yourself and you separate yourself from it, this is where you leave a lot of opportunity for these sad stories and sad outcomes to become your reality. The finish lines can feel empty, and that's why the goal is just about consistent progress. The goal is about what you're doing on a day-to-day basis to get to the proverbial podium and gold, silver, bronze medal, not about getting to the podium and getting the bronze, silver medal. Lastly, this is something that Alex Hormozi's done a really good job of bringing into the limelight, which I admire a whole ton, and I thought it'd be worth talking about here today, which is that you can't lose if you don't win. And the only way to lose when you zoom out is to quit, is to stop playing. And I'm not saying that there's not a time and a place to stop doing something or to quit or to get off and get onto a new vehicle. But if you stop making effort towards that vision, towards seeking your God-given and your soul-given purpose, and stopping at nothing to bring your unique gifts and your unique character to be of the utmost service to the world and to the marketplace, to the community, and to your family, only when you quit doing that do you actually lose, and also does the world lose. And so this almost sounds like the lottery, right? You can't win if you don't play. It's all about playing. It's all about the process. It's all about what you're doing on a day-to-day basis and enjoying those things. Because when you zoom out far enough, you don't know how long you're going to be here. You could be here for 100 years. You could be here for one more day. And I bet the statistics show that the likelihood is you'll be here for one more day than you'll be here for 100 more years. But I had a very wise high school advisor that would constantly remind me that, and would share with us that you should plan as if you're going to be here for another 100 years, but you should live as if you're going to die tomorrow. And you don't know if a bus is going to take your life when you cross the street this evening or today or whenever you're watching this or after, and God forbid. Or you don't know if you're going to outlive every person you currently know right now. But the fact of the matter is that there is this middle line that you can walk. Better to understand both polarities of this conversation and to keep both of those things in your mind and in your heart as you operate, and to just remember that you can't lose if you don't quit. Therefore, the goal is simply about day-to-day, moment-to-moment, consistent progress. Whenever you are ready, here are a couple ways I can help you grow your online business. First, download your free copy of GetBookedCRM. Coaches, are you still managing your leads and pipeline from Instagram DM, Facebook Messenger, in your email inbox, where you're losing the leads in the cracks and leaving a lot of money on the table every single month? That's why I created GetBookedCRM. What started out as a free way for me to manage my leads and pipeline has quickly turned into the favorite tool of my private students and many members in the Leverage Coach community. Get leads and turn them into clients in half the time. To download your free copy now, just find me on Instagram and send me the letters CRM. Second, join my free group for online coaches. I've got hundreds of coaches from all over the world, all implementing my trainings and resources for starting and growing an online business and getting consistent clients. To get your free invite now, just find me on Instagram and send me the word group. Lastly, become my next success story. I'm getting a couple coaches together this month to implement my methods and frameworks for injecting a minimum of $15K worth of new clients or doubling your existing client roster base over the next 30, 60, 90 days. But working with the right people is super important to me. So only respond to this if you are a relationship-focused coach who always puts a person ahead of the money. You've been coaching for at least 6 months to a year. You'd like to get 3 to 5 clients organically every month or week from social media without wasting money and time on paid ads. You have at least 300 friends on a social platform, email list, or Facebook group. You are willing to take bold action because you know that your success depends upon it. And last but most importantly, you can keep a secret. If that's you, I want you to grab your phone right now, tap that Instagram app icon, find me at WhatUpJeremy, give me a follow, watch some reels while you're there. And when you're ready, I want for you to message me the words case study. When you do that, I'll ask you a couple questions about your online business and your vision for the next 12 months. And then I'll share with you what we have coming up this month in the Get Clients program, how we're already helping students from all over the world to get consistent clients. And then we'll identify what part of the program will likely make the biggest impact on your business as soon as that we know what to expect. For all the details now, just find me over on Instagram and send me the worst case study. That's it for this episode of Client by Client. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you in the next one. Cheers. Hey, Mercy, what's up? Thanks so much for being here. Yeah, you cannot control the outcome. Thanks for sharing your insights here. Love that. For everyone else watching live or in the future, what stood out to you most from today's episode? Drop me a comment. I read and respond to every single one of them. Sometimes I make additional content off of it. So Mercy, thanks so much for being here. Yes, thank you guys for the likes, for the emojis. Means a whole ton. I hope your weekend was amazing. I hope your Monday has already started off on a high note. We're back tomorrow, whole week jam-packed with some more value. Posted a couple new reels, posted a couple new pieces of content over on the gram. Be sure to go and check out the latest post, the 10 Commandments. Let me know which one is your favorite. That's it from me, guys. See you in the next one. Peace out.